success in this first half? I think our defense was disruptive. We made them take tough shots, and offensively, we were able to get the ball moving. Able to, play on both sides of the floor, get some high percentage looks, get out in transition.
Emmanuel, would like to crush your start with you, especially for Lexie. Talk about the physicality of this game and if you want us to play out playing in such a physical game like today.
Yeah, I think when you're coming in, it's playoffs. It's going to be physical. We're going to have to learn how to play with that, especially this team is inherently a physical team. So for us, knowing that's the case and being able to respond, I think there's things that we're able to watch in film on how to handle that better, letting the reps determine, how that physically is impacting us, but just continuing to play through that. It's definitely something we're going to have to work on and watch film and get better at, but that's part of playoffs, and that's part of the thing that we're going to have to get better at moving forward in the series.
This is Megan Hill with USA Today. Questions for Kelsey. Kelsey, what did Atlanta do today defensively that kind of disrupted what you guys plan to do on the court?
I think we shot ourselves in the foot to start things. We didn't give ourselves a chance defensively sometimes to do everything we want. I think, not being able to capitalize on things that make us great, turning the ball over. We shot ourselves in the foot a lot in a lot of different areas that impact being able to make plays and do what you want to do in the offensive end. So I think once we start doing that, we give ourselves more of a chance to kind of be who we are offensively. You guys get to see us at our best, and we get to pick out the stuff that we can control. I think the turnovers, 50 balls, all that kind of stuff that kind of impact the game in small ways that a lot of people like you guys don't want to talk about. It impact the game hugely, and when you don't do those things, it kind of you lose. So.
Steph, kind of similar question, but what did you think was the biggest downfall the second and the fourth quarter for you guys?
The fouls. I mean, I think we get momentum, and then there's 4 or 5 foul calls in a row, and they get some opportunities. I think it stopped the flow of the game. It didn't allow us to get into up and down in transition. I think that the physicality took us out of our rhythm. I don't know who that is. It took us out of our rhythm sometimes. The ball didn't move quite as much. But the games are at this time of the year especially, but mostly all the time, it's the margins. 18-second chance points. Their ability to outscore us from the 3-point line. Some because they're a really good 3-point shooting team. It's the one who we're overhelping or we're losing our guy. Reputation where we don't need to be when it's closed up. We're not aggressive in our switches. All of those things. They're fast, they're long. They make you work throughout entire possessions. Offensive rebounds that we gave up at end of clocks. When we played really good defense. So it's a lot of little things. I like where we are. I'm proud of our group for continuing to fight. And we're going to be better on Tuesday.
Yeah, just talking about the fouls, obviously I'd used both your challenges in the first half, and it seemed like the tensions boiled over in the fourth with those technical fouls. Just how frustrating was that today?
It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Nobody likes to use their challenges in the first half, especially when they're successful. And look, it is what it is. This is not anything that's new. I think how we adjust, how we use it to our advantage on one end and try to be disciplined enough to not on the other end. It's an equal chess match as it is for playing an opponent, right? So, I think that's just an area that we're going to have to dive into how we get an advantage.
This question is for Lexie. Just guarding right now, what makes it such a difficult, matchup between the two of you?
Yeah, she's a great player. She's long, she's athletic, she's physical, she can score at every level. So, it's a challenge. You have to be locked in the entire possession because she's continuing to move. And I think she also does, a great job using ball screens, using off-ball screens. She's a good player. And there's a reason, she's as good as she is. And it's exciting for me to compete against her. And I love the challenge. And I think our team does a great job at not guarding her, just one person, but, having each other's back and guarding her with 5 people, guarding all the players with 5 people. But yeah, she's a great player. So I'm excited to play against her again.
Kelsey, what has to change between and time on Tuesday for y'all to come out with a victory?
I think the attack defensively and offensively, we have to go on the push first. I literally throw a couple pushes first. When it comes to making an impact in the game, can't allow them to do it for you. I think you give yourself the edge here as a home team. So when they push us, they push us hard. And so we have to do the same thing vice versa in order to get our momentum and get our rhythm running fast and off the ground. Early, we got to be early in our communication and defense. And I think we have to compete. Somebody got to check in if we win. Check your every possession. I think it's just about, it sounds crazy, but we got to know it. We trying to do defense. We trying to take extra punch, the extra step, the extra 50-50, the extra everything is important going to Tuesday.
Kelsey, given the playoff format change, you guys being able to actually host a postseason game for the first time in your career in Indiana, how much do you expect that to help you guys and give you momentum, and how just personally excited are you for that?
Personally excited. I'll let you know when I get there. But I think it gives ourselves a chance to stay in the room of things we really trying to figure out, whether to come back here. We would like to play a game. So you have to take the necessary steps to be at your best. But I would like to think that going back at home can kind of give us a sense of comfort. So hopefully we can use it for others ways and not take it for granted.
Steph, you talked a lot about the inside play. Early on, you guys had success until those kind of disruptions. Anything you like what you were able to do early on, and what directions you need to see from the inside presence switch as they come big after big?
Yeah, I mean, good. That they did a hell of a job limiting Big Jones to 7 field goal attempts. I thought she did a really good job there, making it difficult. It's because of the way that you have to guard all 5 positions, and because of the way that they space the floor and move, it makes it tough. There are certain things that you have to live with. And you just want to try to make it as difficult as possible, and it's going to be an interior presence. We got to limit the threes, which I thought for the most part we did. We just didn't do a good enough job of countering with making some. And we got to limit the free throw line, too. And in doing so, that allows us to play in rhythm and play in flow. It was just too choppy in the second.
How do you try to generate some offense? I know Boston getting in foul trouble, obviously being the hub, changed a lot, but how about offensively in the second half?
Yeah, I thought we got a little stagnant. We held the ball a little bit too much. Didn't get it moving side to side, get to multiple actions. We got a little tunnel vision on trying to get it the first or second look. And they're a really good defensive team. That's not going to happen. If it does, it's because of a breakdown, right? So I think we've got to hold consistently for 40 minutes, getting that ball side to side, inline to inline, clear the court, getting reputation, and then we got to take our open shots. Whether we're making shots or missing shots, we got to take them. We can't get hesitant. Thank you.